And we're live with Mr. Cody Holmes, is it?
Holm, Holm. Yep.
Holm, the founder
hmm
and creator of SPUD token, a new utility token in the crypto world, basically for agriculture. And then we're here with Ryan CINO, the man himself, the founder and creator of CINO token, the utility token in crypto for private aviation. And now we finally got two creators of two utility tokens together. This is just crazy. This is a moment. Too bad it's not happening in person. It will soon, but I'm happy to all be here together.
Cody and my schedule seem to be very hectic, mutually hectic.
Yes, they are. We're in contract season, we're in hauling season, and now we're just starting to plant crops. So it's yeah, it is. It's going to be a wild month or two. So
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so
Yeah,
let's
and
talk about go ahead, Ryan.
no, I was going to say, and as far as private aviation goes, we are gangbuster busy right now. Gangbuster busy.
Guess that's a good thing though, right? That's why you want to
No,
introduce
absolutely,
crypto, right? Crypto into this because
absolutely,
it makes it effortless, like the payment system, the payment structure. So you guys face a
absolutely.
similar issue in your line of work, right? You guys want to talk about that a little bit, like the payment structure system?
I think it actually boils down to payment systems, the payment system that all industries are using nowadays. It's just antiquated and it sucks. I think tokenization of all industries is where we're going, right? They want to get rid of paper money and go digital. That
so
that applies to the world, like that's everywhere. We just happen to be trying to break the ice.
Mm-hmm.
I agree 100%. I think we're first. I think we're early. I get a lot of guys, especially who are new to investing in cryptocurrency, and is it too late? I get a lot of that, and
It's too
I
late.
mean,
We're
it's
just
not too
starting.
late. It's just started. I mean, if you look at the market cap, you could say in the stock market, I mean, you're talking 10, 15, whatever trillion it is. It's in the high trillions. I think the total market cap of cryptocurrency is what, 2.5 trillion? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're pretty early still. So, and everybody seems to be moving to tokenization, and especially the high ups that are linked in, to the, all the big banks. They're already in. They're already doing it. They're testing it. They're going to tokenize for sure.
Right.
So what gave you guys this idea? I want to talk about do you
I'm just
have
gonna jump out
any
of the truck for a second.
all right. Do you have any awareness of any other company or line of work that has attempted to create their own cryptocurrency, basically to, beat this system?
No,
No.
I don't. I've done a lot of research on that because if there was, I'd like to talk to him.
Yeah.
Besides Ryan over here, he's the only one that I know that kind of took off and went that way, and then myself. And that's why I think it's a great partnership and a great way to team up. I mean, we've got technology we're working on over here at SPUD, like our stable coin and SPUD USD, that we'll be able to integrate with CINO,
Mhm.
um, just and very easily too. And we're getting close to that being done. I mean, the back end's done. The interface is being built right now. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and yeah, that thing may be live. So yeah.
Mhm.
To answer your question, I don't. I think me and Ryan are the only ones that I know of that have actually tokenized an industry and trying to fix a problem.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'll be honest with you, I'm very close to having the app ready to test. And the hardest part is the on ramping with all the banking stuff to get your regular currency into digital. That's my biggest hurdle. Is dealing with the with on ramper and Stripe and all these other
Yep.
companies that merge, you know, and I'm sure it's because of all their government regulations that they have to follow, but they make it very difficult to go digital.
Yeah. We're
Is that
doing
on
this.
purpose? Is it
We're
on purpose? Maybe.
Yeah. We're doing the same thing with our stablecoin build. We do have a part of it to where it can replace a merchant machine. For example,
Right.
let's say, I know we're focused on agriculture, but I'm just throwing stuff out here. But say like a medical company is, they get tired of getting paid with the debit cards and credit cards and getting charged 2 or 3% on the back end. Well, a stable coin, your average cost for that 0.001, right? And it's instant, goes right into their bank account instead of waiting
Right.
to settle 5 days later or whatever. So our SPUD Pay app, which can integrate right into CINO, will be able to do that instantly. But we were finding the same thing, dealing with Stripe or whoever. That's the tough interface to build, but you just have to get some smart guys and to develop that API to communicate with our back end. But we'll get it done. But that is the challenge. If we didn't have that
Yeah.
challenge, we'd be done by now.
Yeah. Same here. We'd absolutely be done and rolling if we didn't have to integrate cash with digital.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, but I think we're heading in the right direction. I think that tokenization will be. I'd give it 2 years. So I think majority of companies are going to head that way.
So
Yeah,
is
it'll
it
be
just
mainstream.
because most companies haven't embarked on such a journey before by tokenizing their industry, or like what are the major challenges that you're going to face along the way exactly? Is it legal challenges? Is it just adoption in general?
I think
Like
it's
what are
all of
the
that. I think it's all of that. I think it's adoption. How many people out there are saying this is the way we've always done it? I don't want to. I don't want to do anything different. I'm too busy right now. Right? I'm sure there's like I'm seeing. I'm sure there's regulations involved, government regulation and oversight that's making it difficult. I mean, what government in the history of humanity has done things efficiently? Right? So why would this
Yeah.
be any different?
Mm.
Yeah, as far as the legal stuff goes, I do appreciate what this administration's done uh, a little bit. I won't get into that, but they did pass the Genius Act, so that was a stablecoin legislation. So it
Right?
does give us those rules. So like for example, our stablecoin is Genius Act compliant. So as far as legal stuff, the rules are there. And then once the Clarity Act passes, that changes everything. Banks will be able to custody, yours or my crypto in their accounts, which I would never do, in my opinion. But
Right.
I'm a DeFi guy. I don't want banks. I mean, when I think about it, what has a bank ever done for me? Nothing. They've
Guys,
never done
rob us.
anything besides besides use our cash to do exactly what we're trying to do for our customers and our family, I guess you could say, our
Right.
communities. We're trying to. They can invest in our products and earn money. They can invest in a savings account with a stable coin and earn rewards, is what I legally have to say. And then you can pair that with another stable coin and earn more rewards. And that's what the banks are fighting right now, because after that Clarity Act passes, there's going to be $2 to $5 trillion off ramp in from banks into stablecoins and cryptocurrency.
Can you
That's right.
elaborate on that act? The what is it?
The Clarity Act.
The Clarity Act. Could you elaborate on that and tell me what that is?
Yes, so that is the rules and regulations for cryptocurrencies, for institutions and banks to be able to hold your crypto. Um, Basically, it's kind of a branch off from the Genius Act, and the Genius Act was all about stablecoins. And what they're fighting about right now, the banks and the crypto guys, is the stablecoins. They're fighting for the rewards, the yield, right? So
Right.
right
The interest.
now, yeah, right now you can use a stable coin and earn rewards. And I think it's typically 3.2 or 3.8. Now, if you pair that with another one, you can get another four. And a lot of people don't know how to do that, and that's what we're trying to do, is some education there. But what they're fighting for is the banks don't want to offer that. Jamie Dimon came out, and sent sent a tweet or whatever it is out, and said, Coinbase, if you guys want to be a bank, go ahead and start a bank. And it's like, no, no, we don't want to be a bank. That's not
Mm.
why crypto was started in the first place. We started
Right.
that to get away from the banks and the regulations and just keeping the average guy down. Crypto kind of gives you the power yourself. But that Clarity Act, that's what they're fighting for right now. And I did, Trump tweeted out a couple days ago, and that's why we had that little bump, and Bitcoin went 10 grand up in one day. He said, they're not going to allow it. They're not going to allow the banks to get in and ruin that, because, I mean, if you think about it, I've been following that very closely. The banks shut him down. They shut Eric Trump down, him down. Um, and I'm not
That's what I
trying to
was going to
sponsor
mention.
one side or the other here, but they shut him down. So they had to go full crypto.
Do you use banks, Cody?
Right. And
I use a credit union.
and who wants to be?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, I was going to say, who wants to be?
No, go ahead.
Who wants to be enthralled with a system that they can cancel you for whatever reason, because of your political beliefs, because of the business you're doing. Maybe you say something and then your whole industry gets shut down because of one person. Like, who wants to be part of that? That was the whole idea behind crypto, is that the man doesn't put his thumb on your throat whenever he feels like it. The people, the power is back in the hands of the people when it comes to crypto.
100%. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You asked if I use a bank.
Yeah, do you use a bank?
I do, because I have to. We're not completely tokenized yet. I do think we'll get there, but I do not use a bank like I used to a couple years ago. All my money is working for me. I have it in stable coins. I have it in investments. My top 5 cryptos, I won't say here. Obviously, SPUD and CINO are number 1 and 2, right? But I keep it all in a cold storage, and the rest I keep on exchanges if I want to pull profits from them. And that's how I bank, and I've done it that way for a couple of years now, like full in. I've been in crypto a long time, but I went all in on crypto a couple of years ago, and it really changed the way I think about money, fiat currency. It completely changed everything for me. So, and I definitely look at the banks a little differently. Once you realize what they're able to do with the money that you put in a checking account, basically you're giving them a loan, and they should be paying you for that. And they do not pay you for that in a checking account. Maybe a money market account. I don't know what that is. 1%. I don't.
Yeah,
something.
it's still ridiculous.
And then they give you a fee if you pull it out, and it's ridiculous. But to answer your question, no. If I need to pay a bill, I will transfer from my crypto wallet into a credit union and pay a bill. So that's what I do right now, and it's pretty seamless how I have it set up. It takes probably 6 hours to, if I just, for example, if I had to transfer 100 grand, to repair some semi trucks or whatever I got to do, 2 clicks of a button, 6 hours later, it's in my account.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Cody. Why would a farmer use SPUD instead of just taking like a bank transfer or a check? Like, what would be the benefit of that?
Well, first off, you have all the, and they're minimal costs, right? Like writing a check and throwing it in the mail, throwing a stamp on it or whatever, and how long it takes to get to the farmer or the supplier or whoever you're paying. So it eliminates that because it's instant, right? It's an instant payment. It'll go right to the end user's bank account and offload into fiat currency. Or if they want to keep it in a stable coin, then they can, if they're set up for that. As far as wire transfers, ACHs, all of those have fees, $30, $40 or whatever. Let's say you need to pay somebody on a Thursday and it's Thursday and it's a holiday weekend. And so the banks aren't going to open up till Monday, and you do a wire transfer on Thursday. Well, that sits in a wire account the entire weekend, and they are earning interest on that. Trust me. It sits in there, and then it won't hit their account till maybe Tuesday. So you're talking an entire week before somebody can get their funds, as to where a stable coin or crypto, you can do this with any crypto, but a stable coin is just dollar by dollar, so a little safer transaction. But I mean, it's instant. You're talking a couple seconds, and it doesn't matter the amount, just a couple seconds, and your fee is 0.0001. It's so minimal. And then not to mention all the other benefits, and this is where people really don't understand, and this is what we're pushing for, is this education, is you can keep it in there and earn rewards. in that stable coin, park money in there. Why would you put your money in a bank?
Yeah.
Unless you've got some crazy great deal and you're some high up person that gets 6% or something from some bank.
Yeah.
But we're not going after those type of people. We're going after like the real people, the hardworking farmers and agriculture, and that's what we're doing.
So let's say one of those people in the farming industry, like a farmer, is hearing this for the first time. They hear cryptocurrency, right? They think of Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, and then there's Solana. We're on the Solana blockchain as SPUD and CINO token, right?
Mhm.
Two
Yes.
utility tokens. So how do you go about like pitching that? Because there's the Solana based token, SPUD Solana,
Mhm.
right? That exists on that blockchain. And then you have a stable coin, which how do you break that down? How do you differentiate the meanings of that? And how exactly do you get somebody on board and say, if you pay with this, it's going to be instant. It's going to make both of our lives much easier versus like a bank transfer or something like that. Something with like a shit ton of fees, something
Yeah.
that's going to take over a week. Whereas like this cryptocurrency is instant, like you said.
So first up, to differ from the two, or to tell you the difference between the two, SPUD, the Solana token, that's the investment side, right? That's the Trojan horse, if you could say, pushing its way through. That's the mouthpiece. That's the investment.
The brand.
That's the brand. So that's what I mean, if you're an investing person and you want to put your money in something that you think long term is going to really do well, that's it right there. The
Okay.
stable coin is not just on Solana; it's also on Ethereum. It's on both networks. In fact, we are looking at adding Base and XRP as well. But and that's an easy add down the road. But right now we're on both networks for that. Now, if you want to use the stable coin, we're in phase 1 right now, phase 3 being the end goal. And phase 1 is institutions. We're talking like potato processing plants, big agriculture banks. You need to be a company right now, not just some guy in the public, right? That's phase 3. So right now, all they'd have to do is download Spud Pay, and they could use it, and that connects right to their bank account. They can transfer all their funds right in there and start paying customers through there seamlessly too and instantly. So you don't have all those fees. So that's kind of the difference between the two, the Solana coin and the stable coin. Well, it's cryptocurrency is just going to sit on a blockchain, right? And what a blockchain is, I mean, it's just as simple as a notepad, right? When people hear blockchain, they think it's very complicated. It's not. It's a ledger. It's a journal entry, right? So when you make a transaction on the blockchain, it enters it in that journal and it never goes away. You can't edit that. You can't do it. It's there. It's there for the public. It's there for you. It's there for your records, which I love, because with the stablecoin build, we're able to we're able to track every transfer that company made, right, and give them a report every week, right? Here's all your transactions here. It's just so simple. It takes a level of accounting and just out. You could take an entire floor of accounting people and I'm not saying I don't want anybody fired or anything, but you could remove them, right? Because you don't need all that. You don't need the checks anymore, the wires, the ACH, anything. It's all just one app, connects to this bank, and it will connect to as many customers as you want and pay them instantly.
Yep.
Mm.
Or, like you said, not firing anybody, but using using your resources more efficiently. You're not wasting it with invoices going out and who's paying on time and who's late. It all that stuff just goes away. Instant transfers, instant transfers, instant transfers.
Yep.
I mean, it does. I think it will affect companies who do play with cash flow or have cash flow issues. It will definitely affect them because they'll definitely have to be smarter and more adept in managing cash flow, because they can't say, "Oh, the check's in the mail," or "Oh, I didn't get your invoice," or so those things will definitely happen on an operator side, right?
Yep. Yeah. It will
So
eliminate the checks in the mail phrase. It will
absolutely
eliminate that.
right.
So what would it come down to basically? Like, how would you explain that to a farmer? Like, walk me through a transaction of what that would look like. What they would have to do. They would
Well,
have to download an app or something to,
mhm.
like, let's say that they're buying a service. They're buying however many potatoes. Like, let's say it's like $1 million worth of potatoes or something, some kind of contract. Normally, they would write you a check, right? But
Yeah.
how would they do it in this case? They would have to download an app. Did they
Yes.
purchase the stable coin through there and send it to you? Is that how it works? Like, walk me
So
through an example.
sure, I'll give you an example of a processing plant paying a trucking company, right? So the processing plant already signs up to use SPUD USD and SPUD Pay, right? So when they sign up for that, they download SPUD Pay and they put all their funds in there, their operating funds. Okay. And so when they do that in the application, they add all their customers into the app. And it's very easy to use. We're using the test application now, and it's if I can use it, anyone can use it. We're talking like fifth grade level stuff here. So they download their customer in there, and let's say the trucking company's hauled for them for a month, so they owe them about 65,000, and they all that funds is there. They just click on the trucking company and type in the amount and hit send, and that will off ramp into their account, either fiat currency, or they do have the option. I'm talking the customer now, let's say the trucking company, they do have the option to download SPUD Pay as well and keep it in the stable coin, earning rewards and having all of that available to them. But if they don't, that's totally fine. It will just off ramp into fiat currency. So it's an
Yeah.
instant transaction. I mean, as
What
soon
is
as they're ready,
what is fiat currency?
cash,
Cash.
garbage.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Cash.
like it.
Yeah.
Just because you're accustomed to it, and that's just the way it is.
True. Yeah. For
But
now.
we're trying to change the world.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, I do look at cash differently. I really do. I had a buddy pay me 2 days ago. In fact, he's one of our, I call him my head of security here at SPUD, but he gave me $1,000, and I just, I just looked at, I haven't been paid in cash for so long. I looked at that and I'm like, I don't even
What do I
want
even
that.
do with
Like,
that?
yeah, what do you want me to do with that? So,
Paper.
I got to drive it all the way to the bank. I got to put it in a bank. And then obviously I'm pulling it into a crypto. I'm not leaving it in there. So, and it's a
Right.
lot of work, right? So I'd rather be paid in crypto, but,
Yeah. It's time. It's time. The only asset we can't make more of. You know what I mean?
100%.
Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy if you look at it like that. So you guys are both obviously working your fucking asses off in your fields. So what's next? What's the big revolutionary news that we've kind of been aiming toward? Like CINO merging with SPUD, right? Two utility tokens, two very unique utility tokens. What's going to happen now with a stable coin underneath this? Like, and with Ryan developing the CINO app. Right now,
Yeah.
we're gonna have an interface now, basically, to make this smooth.
I think we're both going to have the interface, and I think the smart move here for both of us, and I'm sure Cody will agree, but I don't want to speak for you, is that we are going to merge our technologies together. Um, keep our branding the way our branding is, right? Because there's some people who are strictly CINO. There's some people that are strictly SPUD. There's some people that don't want to deal with airplanes. There's some people that don't want to deal with potatoes. Like, but the technology will be there for all to use.
I agree. I think that, SPUD and CINO merging together is, I think it's huge in my mind. I think that our two technologies that we're both building, um, I've been following Ryan a long time. I can tell his work ethic. I know what it is. I know what mine is. And mine's just a terrible addiction. So I don't stop. And as you see the bags, and I don't sleep, I don't stop.
It sounds
And
familiar.
it's driving me crazy. I don't deal with developers. Okay. I am a handshake guy. I'm a pick up the phone guy and let's work this out. These developers, they won't give me their phone number. So,
Yep.
and it's probably
Mhm.
good because I would probably start yelling at them or whatever, because let's go, let's go. So I am really glad that Shantae, who has taken over that, she's got a majors in communication and project development. And it's really gone a lot smoother to get me out of there because that's not my deal. But our two technologies with the CINO app and the stable coin merging together, I think it's huge. I think it's huge. And then the opportunity that that me and Ryan and you have to really reach out to other industries and bring them aboard and help them
Yep.
tokenize.
Absolutely.
I think it's huge. I
Yeah.
think we'll.
The more people that do it, the more industries that do it, the more individual operations that do it, the more mainstream it becomes.
I agree, and I think that we're so early. Like back to our first conversation when people say they're late. I think we're so early that I mean, once the Clarity Act passes, I think a year or two down the road, this is happening anyway. Companies are going to tokenize. But what we're doing right now is we've got an opportunity to get these small guys in now, like small
Right.
companies. I mean, any industry, doesn't matter. I mean, a car dealership, it doesn't matter. We can get them in and we can help them and get them in now because we're all heading that direction anyway. So, and
Yeah,
to be
any kind
early,
of service provider, any service provider out there that's trading sweat equity for cash, cash or crypto or whatever it is, it's there. It's open to anyone.
yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is cash, it does connect to crypto. It
Hmm.
really does. They're not separate. The stable coin's backed by U.S. Treasury. It's a dollar for dollar. It doesn't move, right?
Right.
And it off ramps straight into fiat cash. It off ramps right into cash, and cash can turn right into it still instantly. And we're
Yep.
developing on the back end just two clicks to get that process done, and
Right.
everybody else is too. So to be early in this project, I'm super excited because I think we'll change the agriculture industry. I think Ryan's going to change the aviation, and then on top of that, a little bit farther down the road, I think we can really help tokenize other industries.
I agree. And when you're talking about education, like you said, the stablecoin is backed by the U.S. Treasury, right? Dollar for dollar. I don't know if a lot of people are aware, but the dollars in your pocket are just Treasury notes.
Yeah.
They're just pieces of paper that symbolize a dollar at the Treasury. It's just a way for you to exchange it. It's just a piece of paper that has a belief system behind it.
Yeah, we
So
put the
when you
value
say
on it.
Treasury note, your Treasury note and dollar and backed by the U.S. Treasury is all synonymous. It all means the
Well,
same thing.
it was back. We did have the gold standard. When did that leave? The 80s, 80s or
Yeah,
70s?
I don't
yeah.
remember when it left, but
I think
Under
that's,
Reagan. Yeah,
well,
under
yeah,
Reagan.
yeah.
once that left, I mean, there's nothing back in that. I mean, what are we, 37 trillion in debt right now? I mean, we're at a time, I think, in my opinion, that we have to move. Currency has to change.
Mm,
Right.
And
agreed.
cryptocurrency is a plug and go. It's
Yep.
worldwide. It's not the US or
Yeah.
the UK
No
or
borders.
no borders.
No borders. It stands alone in every country and every language. It is what it is. It's digital, public blockchain. You can't mess with it. It keeps everybody above bar.
Yep.
I believe I asked you guys this question before, and I want the audience to hear the answer to it. So basically, you guys are, tokenizing, creating a crypto for your line of work. What is preventing a governmental agency with all the money, all the capital from stepping in and saying, we're tokenizing it.
They
You could,
they can't do that. They
okay,
put that
how?
they put that in the Genius Act. You can thank whatever, if you like him, hate him, whatever, but you can thank Mr. Trump for that. He put it in that there cannot be a World Bank cryptocurrency. So
Mm.
that can't happen, which is great.
It is.
It's great.
It is. It is.
I don't
So
think a lot
that,
of people know that.
no, they
The
don't.
Genius Act in general. Like, could you elaborate a little bit more on the
It's all
Genius Act?
public. It's all public. The Genius Act was passed. I'm probably wrong here. 6 months ago, 7 months ago, and the Genius Act it allowed institutions to use stable coins on the back end, right? So
Oh, okay.
so we're using the Genius Act right now and using crypto coins without even knowing it. So you go buy something online from Walmart or Amazon, they are replacing their back end, and why wouldn't they? I mean, what Visa's charging them 2 to 3%, a stable
Mm.
coin charges almost nothing, and it's instant. So they're already plugging those pilot programs in.
So you're saying
and
there's
all kinds.
institutional stable coins being used right now in the real world?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just a digital asset that is teamed up. It's matched to the dollar. So
Okay,
why
it's
wouldn't you use it?
backed by the dollar, but it's more instant, basically.
Not
The
backed.
transfer.
I don't know if it's back. I don't know if backed is the right word. I might be splitting hairs, but I think it's matched to the dollar.
How exactly? Do you have any knowledge on that, Cody? Like
how the stable coin is backed? Is that what you're asking? So a stable coin can be backed a few different ways. It can be backed by the U.S. Treasury, so T-bills, right?
Yep.
It can be backed by that. It can be backed by a bank. It can be backed by a U.S. bank. They can match it dollar for dollar and insure it. So there's numerous ways to do that. Our stable coin is backed by T-bills, so the U.S. Treasury. I believe that's for our industry and what we want to do, I believe that's the better way to go. If we went the other way, we'd have to partner with a bank, and I'm not going to do that. I
agree.
I'm going to do that.
I think staying away from the banks is the best bet for now.
Yeah. I believe in DeFi 100%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Decentralized finance, if you're wondering what DeFi is. Okay. That means you're offline, you're away from the banks, right? And then that's why we came up with the term. I don't know if I came up with the term, but I'm going to take credit for it. But the AgFi, right? We're getting agriculture off basically what crypto did for everybody else in the DeFi program. So,
yep.
That's interesting. I'm actually gonna clip that and post that. See what
and hopefully that answered your question. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it did. It did, absolutely. So what's the next step now, basically, is real world adoption. Cody, you said there's 3 phases to a stable coin.
Mhm.
SPUD USD is currently in the first phase. Could you explain
Yes.
each phase and how long they are?
Yes. Okay, so the first phase right now, the back end's built. We're Genius Act compliant. We've partnered with a company and they take care of all the legal and everything on the back end, right? So that phase is done. The interface is almost finished being built. Once the interface is done and the application is live in the public, because our SPUD USD is live, it's on Solana now, but it's unusable. You don't, and we don't have it live yet for a reason. But once the interface is done, we will go live, right? So that's phase 1. Now institutions can download SPUD Pay and use our stablecoin and and start using it for instant payments and rewards or however they want to use it. So that's it. It's basically done. Now, phase 2 is to where we get on the exchanges. Okay. Once we get on the exchanges, then phase 3 comes. Now, phase 3 is the public can use it, right? Just like a Tether or USDC. You could go on Coinbase, you could go on any Solana wallet and put money into SPUD USD, or if we convert it, we'll give CINO one as well. We'll just merge them together. They could use either one and earn yield. I don't know if I can say yield, rewards. They earn rewards.
Right. Yeah, you can't say because it's not a commodity yet.
There is yield bearing stable coins.
Right.
And what's really cool, and now I'm getting into the technical stuff like that I've learned. It's like learning a new geometry, right? What's really cool is you can create a liquidity pool yourself, right, on a stable coin, and you can pair it with a yield bearing stable coin. One's getting 3%, one's getting 4 or 5. You can kind of do the math there on what that's all about. But anyway, that may be a conversation for another time. But anyway, so phase 1 to phase 3. Phase 3 is the public can use it, right?
So does it have to be in phase 3 in order for farmers to pay you with it?
No,
it doesn't. So
phase 1.
It's actually phase 1.
Yeah, phase 3 is the public can use it. So the crypto community and anyone in the world can, just like they can buy CINO on Solana, they can buy SPUD on Solana. SPUD USD will be on all of those applications as well. That's phase 3.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys. The people who are currently holding CINO, Solana CINO, and SPUD Solana, right? When real world transactions start happening with the stable coin in your line of work, is this going to drive the price up of the Solana tokens? If so,
Sup-
how?
Supply and demand. I've said it since day one. Crypto is a supply and demand price chart. The more people that are buying it, the price goes up. The more people selling it, the price goes down.
But I'm saying, like, just as it is, if nobody's buying, nobody's selling, everybody's holding. Let's just, for an example, it's at 1 cent, right? The
Yeah,
Solana
but
coin.
but you said it. Once it starts getting real world application, that means people are buying.
I'm talking about the stable coin, though. Does that share a
Yeah, you're
wallet?
I'm
Does it
sorry.
so
share a
Sorry.
wallet?
so yes, it does. So how I've set up Spud, and Ryan, you can set up when we integrate the two, you can do this however you want. But how I set up Spud is you get transfer fees, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so each transfer it's very minimal fees, but I do earn rewards as well because it's obviously a stable coin. So I have it set up that
Right.
half of those, 50%, goes right back into SPUD, the Solana token.
Right.
So SPUD and SPUD USD are in the same ecosystem. They're the same family. So it's all just going to
Right.
sit here and go through. So it is very beneficial to the Solana token. And not to mention the liquidity that it will bring to it, the real world use case it brings to it. I mean, you're in crypto a little bit, Mike, right? what
Yeah.
what crypto coin do you know that has a stable coin attached to it?
Bitcoin don't even have that.
No. Now there is XRP has a stable coin. You know,
Okay.
XRPL has a stable coin. It's only a year old. So you can tell me if we're early.
Right.
Mm.
So we're
And
very early.
XRP was supposed to the bank savior, right? XRP was supposed to
Yeah.
be the savior of all the banks,
Well, yeah, cross-border payments, and I
supposedly.
I like their model. I do. And in my head, I've kind of copied a little bit, but more for a retail side, or an
Mm-hmm.
industry side. Um, and I do like their model. And I don't consider XRP as like a meme coin, right? It's
Right.
Ripple. I consider it Ripple. Ripple's huge, a massive company.
Yep.
But the problem with that is, and I think we've elaborated on this before, is you guys can call Ryan. You guys can call the public can contact. I contacted him and he answered
Yeah.
me within 5 minutes. You can
Mm-hmm.
contact me. I have my phone number everywhere, right? Or email, whatever, Facebook, whatever you're on. Well, yeah, yeah, XRP guys or the Solana or whoever, they're real guys, but the only guys they're talking to are the big people, all the high
Mm.
Right.
ups, the big banks. What I think they just partnered with BYN Mellon. That's a huge partnership. We're not looking for that. We want the little guys. That's who we
Right.
want. We want the small business guys, the farmers, all those guys. That's who we want
I'm
into this industry.
Yeah.
I'm
And
working for the regular people.
and they're
Yeah, right.
those.
That's been your message from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Ryan, is working for the everyday person.
yep. And it's
Yeah.
been good too. I mean, people have made a lot of money on CINO.
Mm-hmm.
Spud is not as old as CINO, but I know you can see the
Thank you.
charts. They've made some good money, and we don't. We're long term, so we want guys to hold, obviously, but we
Right.
can't control that. But if you're wise, when you know what us two have got coming, you're going to hold. This is long term,
Yeah.
and I'd
Absolutely.
highly recommend if you do not have at least 3 million tokens of either
Mm-hmm.
one here,
Either one.
just work towards that, because what we've got coming, I think in the long term, will be something pretty exciting.
Mm.
I agree. I agree.
No, I am excited for this, like, especially in this new year, right? I think, Cody, you mentioned last time we spoke, we're coming up in like a bull run. We're
Yep.
due for a bull run.
We're in the 4-year cycle, and it's the end of it
Yeah.
right now.
We're in the fourth year.
Mhm.
It should recycle at midway through, right? Would you agree?
Usually it happens at the end of April.
April.
Right.
I'm not going to
After
count.
tax time.
I'm not going to count on that this year
Mm.
because of the wars going on and the Clarity Act. The Clarity Act's going to change
Right.
everything, in my opinion.
Yeah. A lot of dynamics have changed
There's a
this
lot
year.
of stuff going on.
So it's almost like we're coming into unprecedented territory,
Yep.
but it feels positive. It feels like it's a good thing.
Mhm.
100%, 100%. Now, I mean, there's a lot of things that like Solana's doing as well, and I'm a huge fan of Solana. and what they're doing on their technology side and their blockchain. I mean, their blockchain, in my opinion, is the best. And we've
How so? And how do you compare it to other blockchains? Can you explain that?
yes. So our stablecoin is on Ethereum as well. And like I told you before, we can add blockchains. We can add it to any blockchain. But we chose Solana for a reason as our top one. It's the fastest blockchain. I think
Cheapest.
in my opinion, I think it has the best security and smart
Mm-hmm.
contracts. Okay, its payment rail system is if you've been in crypto a long time and you've sent money and paying people or whatever in crypto, you kind of realize what's fast, what's expensive. Um, Ethereum's great. I think it's Wall Street's baby, but I think it's expensive. I think the fees are a little higher. Um,
Mhm.
I'm not talking bad about Ethereum. I mean, the guy who owns it's a little strange looking, in my opinion, but I don't. I'm not going to talk bad about it, but the fees are a little bit higher on Ethereum, and I just think Solana is a little more accessible for the general public,
I agree.
in my
I agree.
opinion. I would like to hear yours, Ryan.
No, I totally agree. I think I think a lot of us take for granted because we live in the United States, and I don't want to say that we have access to a lot of disposable income that we can afford a little bit higher fees here or there. But what about in the countries where there is no disposable income or very little, and those fees make a difference to those people, right?
Mm.
That's why Solana, I think, is a better, faster network because the
That's a
fees
good
are so
point.
low. It's faster, and it will apply to everyone, right? Globally.
And I use SoulScan. You know,
Same.
if you track your stuff, you know, and this more on the technical side, if you're into crypto quite a bit, but I use SoulScan to track all my transactions and everything, and who's coming into the project, you know, and are they bots or are they, you know, because we get bots in our, you know how that is, Ryan, but
Tell me about it.
I use SoulScan quite a bit, and um, just the other blockchains, I just don't feel like they're set up like that.
Right.
Just to have that network of transparency and public records. So their ledger is top notch, in my opinion.
Hmm. I agree.
Now, could people reach out to you if they're in a field and they want to start their own token? Would you help them? Like if somebody wanted to start their own token, like on the Solana
Absolutely, I will.
blockchain, is that
I'm all about it.
a service
Abs-
that you guys offer?
I'm
Absolutely, and
all
I
about it.
I think that when you guys come out here at the end of March, right? You guys plan on
Yeah.
Yep.
coming out. So when you guys come out, I think we are going to talk about a deal where we kind of partner and we really offer a service to help people tokenize, help industries tokenize.
All
And
about it.
obviously we got to work out the details and all that, but
Mhm.
I think the three of us will come together on that.
Hmm. Yeah, I,
You
I,
were,
I agree. I don't see any hurdles to prevent it.
No, and we'll make it, we'll obviously got a lot to work out, but we'll definitely make it very easy for the public to reach out. If, hey, I want to, say I got my car dealership, I want to tokenize and use a stable
Mhm.
coin and have my very own crypto coin on the exchanges. That's exciting. That's have your own coin out there, and it's a lot of advertising. So
And you
Yeah.
were going to graduate it as well, right? Could you talk about that?
Mhm.
What is coin graduating exactly? What does that mean?
so Ryan, you want that one? You want me to take it?
No, go ahead. I mean,
Okay. So you're just graduating would be if you started a crypto coin, it's got a bond graduate and it's got to hit the DEX, right? So it's got to hit the
mhm.
public exchanges. And in order to do that, it's got to be minted. And once a coin is minted, it's got a serial number. It's there for life. You cannot delete
Yep,
that, right? Once it's created, it's there. And that's another
that's it.
thing that I love about the crypto, right? Because cash, it's
Mm.
gone, right? You can't track it.
Hmm.
You can track your crypto, you know, at any time. So that it's a serial number for life. But once it's a pretty complicated thing to do. I'm not going to say it's easy. And I think that's why, me and Ryan have worked our butts off here to do that. And we've gotten good at it. So I think that's why I think we could help people tokenize.
Yep.
They don't, not a lot of people know how to do the back end stuff. So I think
Yeah.
we can
Right.
make it easy for them to come to us and say, you
Yep.
know, help me out, and we'll absolutely help them.
Yep, absolutely. Where we can control the supply and the way it's rolled out and liquidity pools, the whole 9 yards. I've got it pretty dialed in over the last few months or whatever. So
Yeah.
we can definitely help others tokenize. It's not even that big of a deal, That's
No,
the easy part. The marketing
yeah.
and implementation, all that other stuff. That's the tough part, which I'm
Yep.
also willing to help with that as well.
Yeah, I think we'll come together. I think we can talk more about it later, but I think we'll come together with a really nice package, you know, for somebody
Mhm.
if they wanted to come in and just say, okay, here's what we do. We'll get you tokenized, and we'll do the, you know, this long of advertising, and then, you know, and then leave it to you guys after that. So
Right. Right. Yeah.
something
It's
like that.
exciting news. Yep. Absolutely. And we're flexible. At least I'm flexible. Like if that, I'll do whatever they need. You know what I mean? Within reason. We can bend the rules and not bend the rules, but we can make the package, accommodating to everybody, no matter what they're looking for. It's not that difficult to do.
Yeah, and another thing with that goes along with that is, you know, if this was backed by government, backed by the banks, you couldn't do that. And that's what's so
Right.
cool about this week. We don't have all that BS regulation. We can bring in another company right now legally. We've covered all our bases on that, and and tokenize that industry. You know, and
Right.
if government and big banks were involved, we wouldn't be able to do that. So
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. They would hold it all for themselves to where they're
absolutely,
making the profit and then push everybody else out.
Hmm.
You know.
yep, it's what they've done for as long as I've been alive. So
Yeah, I mean that's the whole, that I keep saying that, like, even when we listed CINO on one of the exchanges, I thought it was the biggest hit. It was the biggest hit to our coin. It was horrible. It was horrible exposure. And then in talking with the market maker, right, that you have to hire this guy who pretty much is your manipulator of the market. He's like, "Oh no, I don't like those trades, so I cancel them." I'm like, "What do you mean? I want every trade that comes out to be made, regardless if it's better or not for the exchange, right?" And that's why I've always been pushing use the decentralized
yep,
exchanges, because every transaction is made regardless of who it benefits.
yep,
Power to the people.
Yeah.
100%. I agree 100%.
All right. So, what are your main predictions now for the year 2026? Everybody wants to hear crypto predictions. I mean, you could, talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, but specifically your coins, CINO
I'm gonna
token
I'm
and
gonna
SPUD token.
predict. I'm gonna predict. Invest in yourself. Hold long. Diamond hands. Sit and wait. There's no overnight getting rich quick schemes. It doesn't exist. Let's get the social media aspect of getting rich overnight on meme coins. Get them out of your system, because it doesn't exist. All right, that's
Well,
not.
right. I
Go
gotta
ahead.
say, I made some money on CINO token. So,
Yeah, but you didn't. But you didn't get rich quick overnight.
no, I got like, I don't know, probably like a segment of semi-rich for a little bit.
Okay,
It's
okay,
long term. I mean, I've made good
It
money.
is
but
long
it's
term for
long
sure. I
term,
see what you're
and that's
saying.
the whole
I
thing. Unless liquidity is there, your account could show $10 million there, right? But unless the liquidity is there, you're not
That's
taking 10
true.
million out. So it's bullshit. It's bullshit for people to think I can make $15 million overnight. It doesn't happen. That's my prediction.
right.
Long
Can you see
term,
my screen?
invest in yourself.
Can you see that?
Can you
I
come
can't
up?
even see
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, oh my, wait, does this say 4 billion?
4 billion. Do you know how much I can pull out of that?
How
Not a
Tell
much?
me.
dollar. Not $1.
Not a
What?
dollar, right?
It's just
What?
some BS coin I forgot that I invested in a long time ago. I opened my wallet the other morning and it says 4 billion.
Yeah.
And I thought,
No fucking
and
Yeah.
way.
And
it's a
you
joke,
go to
right?
pull it out and
Yeah.
there's a 99
I can't pull
99%
it out.
fee on it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
No.
Wait, so why can't you pull it out?
There's no liquidity. There's none.
There's no liquidity.
So
But that's what I'm trying
there's
to
no
say. Like, people
liquidity.
can show their phones, look at how much I made. It's all
Yeah.
BS. You got to stay long term. You got to do the work. That's
So
my
Well,
how much did
prediction.
you put into that and how much could you take out and why? And
well,
what is liquidity?
well,
Like pretend that you're
with that one, there's no liquidity, not even a dollar, so it's complete garbage. But what, like, I'll piggyback off what Ryan's saying. it's not a get rich quick scheme. And I learned that, and I learned it the hard way in crypto. I've been in crypto over 10 years, and I've done really well in crypto. But the way I done really well is it's long term. When it skies up to some, I'm just throwing numbers out, but if a crypto you're in skies up to 10 million market cap, pull 10%, pull 5%, but never pull your position. Your position is the low, right? That's where you bought in. And that's if you believe, and let me emphasize this, if you believe in the project and you know who they are, like the two of us, we're not going anywhere. We're building big things here. So if you know what the project is, you stay in it. I've got some cryptos that like that. I've got my top 5 besides SPUD and CINO that I'm in. I'm staying in it. I'm not pulling profits. Now I have other ones that I pull profits on, sure, but I know that they're just ups and downs, and they don't have a lot of real world use case. So that's just people jumping in, jumping out, and it's kind of gambling if you want to do that. Now some people think that all of crypto is gambling. I disagree. Like if you have, I mean, what
Well, to the
other investment
degenerates on Pump Fund.
yeah, if you want to go do that, you can go do that. But I mean, if you want a good investment, look at CINO's chart. Even SPUDs, we're not very old, but look at the percentage from day one to day now.
Right.
Sure, you've had all these ups and downs, but I mean, you're talking 200%, 1,000%. You can't get that in the stock market.
Where do you see
can't
that
get
anywhere else?
You cannot get that
anywhere else.
I've tried. You can't do it.
No, I know. So I think that's the goal for this year is educate people on realistic expectations.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. And think longer than a year or a couple months.
Sure.
Long term. I mean, what do you think when you say long term? In my head, it's like at least 5 years.
The rest of your life, pretty
long
much.
term.
I mean, Ryan said he's taking this to the grave with him. So
yeah, I mean, you talking long term. For me, long term is creating generational wealth, right?
Absolutely.
That's the goal, right?
But it's so strange because these utility tokens, like you guys develop an audience and then they require you to keep them updated all the time. They want to know what's going on. I don't know any other crypto that's really doing that other than the supporters, the investors themselves, like not the creator. I don't see that.
Listen, if it was easy, it wouldn't be called work. It'd be called vacation, right? It's work, and some people ask questions, and some people don't know boundaries, and some people come across abrasive, on social media because they're behind the keyboard. Some people have never opened their mouth and got punched in the face and never learned those skills. Like there's lots of things, but you try to do your best as a developer, and you try to answer. You try to answer everybody and inform the community of what's going on and what you're doing. And like I've always said, I will give you the same energy as you give me. If you come across as an asshole, you're going to get asshole, and I'm pretty good at it, So just be polite and professional, and I'll do the same.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in sales my entire life, so I can deal with that and just brush it off or whatever. But I do think it's important that what me and Ryan are doing and taking the time to let the public know, what our next project is and how it's coming along and what our plans are for the future. I don't know any other cryptocurrencies that are doing that. I mean, I know the main ones, they'll post once in a while. I know Brad at XRP posts once in a while, but they're, like I said, they're only talking to the big guys. They're not talking to
you can't talk to them. I can't talk to them though.
No,
right?
we can't talk to them. No. So I do think I think that's a quality that, I don't think anybody's doing that, but, and I think we'll continue to do that just because, that's the model we're creating.
Yeah, exactly. Cody, we look forward to meeting.
Yeah. I hope we got good weather when you guys come down. We can go do some stuff.
Beautiful out here today, man, after this long fucking winter.
Oh yeah, it's
goodness.
T-shirt weather today. It's gorgeous outside.
It is. I'm loving it.
We've had a strange winter. We've had no snow. So it's going to hurt us in the agriculture community, but we'll see how that goes. But it's been a strange one. But it's cold and windy today.
I think we got it all. I think we got all your snow because we've been bombarded with snow. 3, 4, 5 feet of snow total all winter. It's been nuts. Yep.
Yep.
So
And that kind of goes into how farmers, I think will be really good in the crypto space because, I mean, they're used to losing money 5 years in a row, especially potato
right,
farmers, and then making money the sixth year. So it's,
right,
I mean, that goes right into, investing. So I don't know about the
yeah.
aviation world, but
Oh,
I know nothing about the
there's
aviation
there's
world.
an old adage. If you want to make a small fortune in aviation, you need to start with a big one. Big fortune, that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's the same with agriculture. If it's not handed down to you from grandpa or dad or whatever, you can't buy land right now and farm. You can't do it.
Right,
No,
right.
because you know
So,
why? You'd have to go to the bank and get a loan. They'll give you 10%,
yep,
maybe interest or
yep.
something. I don't know. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, and the property values are so expensive, and the
Oh
interest
yeah.
rates are so high that you can never get out from under that hole. You can never
No.
turn that land into a profit because the bank's taking it all.
Mhm.
You know.
Yep.
So we need to change that. We need to change the world.
Yep. That's what we're trying to do.
That's what you
You
guys are
know.
doing. That's what I'm
Yeah, and
seeing
and
anyway.
and and just think about it when tokenization becomes more mainstream, and I own a farm, and Cody wants to buy it, he can just transfer me his funds in tokens. We don't need a bank. We don't need to take out mortgages. We don't need to do that kind of stuff. We'll create community lending where you can borrow from other community members and pay them interest. Usually much smaller, and it's not, and that interest rate's not controlled by the Fed. It's controlled by the community.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
so you can literally, and that's why the banks are so against crypto, is because we're going to put them out of business, and
Yeah.
they're scared of that. They know that.
100%. That's why that estimate is there. That 2 to 5 trillion will offload from banks into stable coins and crypto. And I think that scares the hell out of them. Obviously, they're trying everything they
Right.
can to get into the Clarity Act, but we're still crossing our fingers that Mr. Trump does what he said he was going to do. And I mean, he tweeted it, so we got it in writing. So he
Right.
says it's not going to happen. He's not going to allow it. So
Let's
if
hope.
that does
Let's hope.
manifest itself, we'll be
Yep.
all right.
Yep. A lot a
I,
lot of hurdles get removed from our path.
Yep. You guys need a mug? I'll send you one.
oh, that's fucking
Yeah,
sick.
of
Yeah,
course.
I'll take
Of
one
course.
100%.
Of
I drink
course.
coffee every day, man. Definitely.
Oh, you got to. You got to.
Yep.
It's the lifeblood of champions. Coffee.
Yeah,
I never
absolutely.
touch this stuff. Never touch this stuff.
Yeah, all right, my ass.
I don't drink coffee.
Oh my god, you clean sober bastard.
What are you, Mormon
No.
or something? What's going on?
No. I don't touch it.
That's why he's big into iced tea. That's what he likes.
Iced tea's good.
Yeah.
He bathes in it.
Now we're poking jokes. I drink iced tea. That's what I drink.
Tastes good.
And much more. No.
All right, fellas. Let's
right.
get back to work.
Okay.
Enough horse playing.
Yeah, awesome talking to you guys. Seriously. All right, I'll
Take
send
it
you the
easy.
clips, Cody. Thank you for taking the time, Cody.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank
What
you
about
for.
me? What about
I
me?
was just getting to you.
Oh, fuck, man.
Thank you for taking the time out, Ryan. I appreciate
Jesus.
you. All right.
All right, word.
All right. Word up.
Later,
I'll
Sounds
see you
good.
guys. All right.
See you guys.
All right.